Well, we've reported on entirely too many shootings all across the country recently, and today in Wayne, community members and faith leaders coming together for a vigil to remember those who lost their lives to gun violence. And Alex, the list sadly is just way too long.
Yeah, Dawn, that's right. Just last year in 2020, we saw over 400 homicides in the city of Philadelphia alone. And that's what faith-based leaders today got together not only to talk about and pray about, but to remember.
It's so important because we need everybody to get involved in this fight.
On a rainy Sunday, almost 100 people walked through Wayne, going from church to church. The group was rallying against gun violence. This mother says she's lost 4 of her loved ones.
My father, my only brother, my cousin, and both of my sons. Neither one of my sons were the target. So guess what? If we aren't safe, nobody's safe.
With signs, songs, and prayer, the group walked to 5 different churches, remembering victims who lost their lives.
I wish I didn't have to do this. I'd rather stay in a fetal position in my bed, but I still have 2 surviving daughters. I still have grandchildren. They have to walk the streets of Philadelphia. They have to live in this country. So I don't have a choice but to stay in this fight, as painful as it is.
The mission is called Heeding God's Call to End Gun Violence, and the director says what they want to do is clear, make a difference.
To organize and energize people and communities of faith into activism about gun violence, to bring about change.
In the front yard of each location, participants set up what they call the Memorial to the Lost. T-shirts with the names of every victim of gun violence in Philadelphia in 2020. There are over 400.
People of faith have a moral and religious duty to their fellows to save lives.
Rena Counselor was part of the group marching for her best friend's daughter, Becky Atlee Evans, a Radnor native who was murdered in 2020.
It was therapeutic for Ann to just make the 2 T-shirts for her daughter and son-in-law who were murdered. I think it's wonderful. I think it keeps everyone focused on the issue, but also keeps people's memories alive.
Participants told us one of the most heartbreaking parts of today was looking at those T-shirts that didn't have a name, the bodies that were unclaimed, that were just written unknown as they sat on those lawns. And Don, the leader of this organization today, said the way he's going to turn this into an action step is at the end of these vigils and these meetings, they're going to write letters to their local congressmen and women to ask for change in gun control laws. Don?
All right, Alex George, thank you. Community activism